Our system admin, Vaishali, that's good. Others, please. Okay, thanks Vincent. A network admin. Rahul is again a system admin. Oh, we have a lot of crowd with system admin background. That's interesting to know. That's excellent. There's a network admin. That's great. So we are on time, so let's start now. Thanks everyone for joining this, and it's good to know your background as well. There's a lot of people from network admin, and I mean there are a lot of people from system administration background, and then few of them are network admin. Excellent to know that, and that's a perfect cloud. That's a perfect audience for the cloud classes. So let me start here. My name is Santosh Suryavanshi. I spent around 17, 18 years in this industry, working for different organizations and working in different domain, working in a different role, starting from engineer to to the lead solution architect, then architect. I reached till enterprise architect. So I worked in different organizations with the different roles. And now this particular uh, event that we are doing is a joint venture of Fasken and Chaturmanas, that we want to give a cloud awareness to the people, interested people, and that's why we have this webinar organized. So thanks to Fasken and Chaturmanas team for organizing this this event. Okay, the agenda for this particular meeting is this one on the screen. I'm sure you should be able to hear me out very loud and clear, and you are able to see my screen as well. So we have some 30 minutes for me to deliver all this to you. Then if we have any questions, you please put it on the chat, and after my session, I will meet all of you, and then we can carry out with questions, or we'll read out the questions from the chat, and we can have a Q&A from all of you. Is that fine? Great. So I'm just starting the session with introduction to the cloud. Introduction to the cloud. The overall agenda that in 30 minutes I'm going to cover is introduction to the cloud. Let's quickly see what is cloud all about, and then how cloud works, and then there are different models and the elements which are from the cloud, and then we'll see the various cloud service providers, and then see cloud job opportunities. Basically, you want to see why you want to be part of this event, why you have to learn cloud. That we'll see it. Let's start with introduction to the cloud. So there's a lot of English in this, which is come from the Wikipedia, that is coming from Google. So if you do what is cloud or the Google, you will get all these different sentences from the different sites in the Wikipedia, and which is available here. I don't want to read out all of them, but there are certain words here which I have highlighted. Okay, let's see what these words are. The first sentence says cloud computing, also known as an on-demand computing. What is on-demand computing? Say in a traditional data center environment, you have seen that the servers or the resources of a data center are predefined. It is set of servers which is predefined for a department, for certain activities. And if you want something in addition to the resources those have been allocated to you, then it is not an easy task. So those who are in the system admin, even those who are in the network admin, they are aware that even if they want an additional switch, even if they want an additional server, then they'll have to undergo the change process and the procurement of the hardware, and all that process that is mandatory for you to pass it on. Okay, which is not on demand, which is on demand, but which will consume, I mean, almost probably sometimes it will take 6 months of time for you to get a new hardware or a new device that is required for a project or that is required. But whereas in the cloud computing, when we say on demand, it is a fraction of a minute. That is called as an on demand. Okay. It is an internet based. The second sentence says that it is an internet based computing. It is an internet based, so basically the cloud will host the infrastructure or the elements or the devices or the resources on the cloud. You need an access from the internet to access them, and then you work on that. It is not in your data center, it is hosted somewhere else. The next important word here is the shared processing resources. Shared means it has been shared between different organizations, different persons. It is not your own hardware. It is not a single hardware that has been dedicated to you. It's a shared processing resources. In a same server, they must have created the virtual machines, the virtual resources, and then they are allotted. So it's a shared processing resources. The third sentence is ubiquitous. Ubiquitous stands for it's a universally accessible. You need not to be in the same location, in the same data center, in the same NOC or a SOC center to access your servers. You can be anywhere globally available. You can be in Bangalore and you can host one of your server in the US and you can access it over the internet. Okay, it is ubiquitous. And then it is various capabilities. Capability perspective, cloud is unlimited. You want anything of any capable server or storage, it is available. You can demand for that and you can have it available in your resource set. It relies on, basically the cloud relies on the sharing of the resources. It's one of the main key feature of the cloud, that it is all on sharing of the resources. And to achieve the coherence, okay, it all work on a same box, on the same data center, but it has been split and it has been given a your portion access only to you. Okay, you have seen the the electricity grid earlier and the telephone exchange. The exchange is full of all the circuits, but out of that, one pair of circuit home will come to you for the telephone connectivity. It's similar to that. Okay, they have a bigger data center, and then within the bigger center they have thousands of servers, crores of servers, and out of that, one server, one particular portion of that resource will be allocated to you. At the foundation, the cloud computing is a broader concept of converged infrastructure. It is very important. Though the resources are different, it works in a converged infrastructure fashion. So you will not feel that it is spread across different geography. You will not feel that it is the different elements that you are managing. You will feel as if you are accessing the same server, same data center, and same location. Okay, so this is a brief introduction about the cloud that we are talking. Here we go. This is a pictorial representation of the cloud. As you can see that the cloud has the applications, the platform, the infrastructure. Any application, there are several applications that you have available on the cloud. There are many platforms which are available. There are a lot of infrastructure that are available. You can access them from anywhere using any of the devices. You can have your own servers talking to another server, another application on the cloud. You can access it over the desktops, your tablets, your phones, your laptops. You can use any other media that is available and you can use it. One of the best example of the cloud services that every day we use, which is a cloud offering, is the WhatsApp that everyone uses. It's one of the offering. Okay, it's a SaaS offering which is available on the cloud. So you have an internet, any device that you use, you can connect to WhatsApp. You can do that. The Skype that you use, or any other media that is available. So these are the different applications, those are available. Why cloud is popular? Cloud is popular because it has an on-demand capabilities. As I said, it's on demand. It's a fraction of a minute. You need a server, and the server can be built and made it up and running in next a minute. I'm talking. Okay, and that is the on-demand capabilities that's available with the cloud, and this is one of the prime reason why the cloud got popularity. It has agility, flexibility, and elasticity. Agility is again the quickness that we are talking. It is a flexible, you can change. Today I want 4 CPU server, tomorrow my application has changed, I want another CPU to be added to that. I need an additional RAM to be added to my existing server. We can do that. Elasticity, you want more number of servers. Today I went with 50 servers, tomorrow I need another 50 servers for another project. You can do that within the same timeline. That's another positive point of the cloud. Very important thing is pay as you go. That means it's a capex versus opex. Let's take an example. You want a server for your project in a data center, or any of the project that requires a server. You undergo all the change management process of your organization to procure a server, and each server will cost you not less than 5-6 lakhs, okay, depending on the configuration. The minimum is, let's take a minimum of around 2.5 lakh rupees of a server. Now you take that server, it is going to be a capex for you. You have to purchase that server by paying this cash to the vendor. You take it and you put it onto your data center, you configure everything, and then you start working on it. And then once the configuration and the application is up and running, then maybe you are generating a revenue out of it, and you are getting a revenue out of that particular server. But whereas in the case of cloud, it can be an OPEX model. So you need not to buy any server upfront. What you can do is you can go as pay as you go. It's like your postpaid telephone bill you use for the whole month, and then at the end of the month, whatever the usage you have, you just pay for that. Okay. Then it has scale up, scale out capabilities. You can, any number of servers you can add in, any configurations anytime. Reduce complexity of hardware-based solution, scalability, reliability, and efficiency. It's a location independent. You can access it from anywhere. Ubiquitous network access, anywhere, anytime, any device. Ease of implementation, because it works on demand. So it's an ease of implementation. Automatic centric configuration, which means lesser manual task. It supports script and API based implementations, and then ease of building the high availability, disaster recovery, and backup. You build any number of data centers, any number of high available solutions in minutes. Cloud also has certain limitations. Maybe going forward, I mean, these limitations will be reduced, but as of now, there are a few limitations on the cloud as well. It doesn't have full support on Unix and Solaris operating system. It depends on high-speed internet. Whenever you want to connect to the servers, you need a high-speed internet. Privacy and security, I mean, still there are certain concerns by some of the organizations. Interoperability, vendor lock-in, like you have AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and all. Interoperability is still a challenge for some of the cases. Limited control and flexibility. You don't have control over your underneath server. You have control only on the applications. Limited usage of existing licenses hardware. If you have anything investment as you already made, can I use them on the cloud? So for some of the applications, yes, you can use it. For some of the applications, no, you cannot use the existing licenses. Integrations with other applications could be challenging. Not all service providers has compliance to all IT security norms, and then in-country data retention may be a challenging, because that particular service provider may not have a data center within that country. So these are some of the limitations, but I'm sure going forward in the next couple of years, you will see that all these limitations will be overcome by the service providers. Very important to know now how cloud works. There are two basic words that you need to understand here. One is the virtualization and one is the automation. All the cloud is about virtualization and automation. When I talk about virtualization, so what is virtualization? You have seen this picture, many times. I'm sure you must have seen this picture many times. So virtualization is nothing but it's the same physical hardware. Okay, it could be a server. On top of that, you put a hypervisor, an operating system which acts like a hypervisor. It could be your Citrix, it could be your VMware, it could be your Windows 10 hypervisor, or it could be anything else. Okay, so you put a hypervisor on top of that, and on top of that hypervisor, the different virtual machines will be built. For example, if it is a VMware hypervisor, you create virtual machines for that, and that virtual machine works independently of the other virtual machine. For example, if the physical hardware has a 16 CPU, then this 16 CPU can be split across different virtual machines. You can create, n number of machines, and you can ensure that only so many servers are working, which is consuming 16, 16 MB of CPU. So you can do that. This is the concept of the virtualization. This is already there in the data center since many years now, and many of you who are in the system admin role, I'm sure they are managing this on a everyday basis. So you have it in a data center. Now what is cloud doing is this virtualization concept has been moved on to the cloud on the internet, and this physical hardware is managed by the service provider. Hypervisor is managed by the service provider, and on top of that they'll create these virtual machines and provide you an access. So this Windows A machine, Linux B machine will be assigned to you as part of the cloud services to you. What is automation? So automation makes your life easy. Automation is nothing but making all the processes work in an automatic way. It's also called as an orchestration. Okay, in a data center language, it's called as an orchestration, where you orchestrate all your flows. You specify saying that if I have to achieve this particular result, then you have to do an activity of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the result of the activity 10 is your final outcome. So you specify all of them in a normal orchestrator's language. There are tools available for that. You specify all of them, and then you give it to the server. So whenever you click something or to do something, it will do all by itself and then produce a result, and that is called as an orchestration, or that's called as an automation. So as I said, that cloud is all about virtualization, and then there is an automation. Now what is virtualization? You have seen that. What is automation? Now when we say that in the advantage of the cloud, I mentioned that you can create a virtual machine or create a server. You can create it within a minute. So how do you do that? So there is a portal available from the respective service provider. You go to the portal and you specify what you want. You want 4 CPU, you want 4 GB RAM, you want 10 gig of space, whatever you want. You specify and then hit submit. And you also can specify what operating system you want, Windows or Linux. Within Linux, Red Hat, which version? It's a version from 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever you want. Okay, you specify 64-bit, 32-bit. You specify, then finally you click submit. As soon as you click submit, it reads all that information that you have provided, CPU, the version of the kernel, and all that. Then it builds that script. It runs that orchestration engine, and next minute you will see that your virtual machine is ready with all the specifications that you have given. And that's why you could able to create a server within a minute, which is not possible in the data center. In the former formal data center is because you have to create all of them yourself. You have to keep your CD, install it, wait for all the installation to happen, then the configuration and everything. So this is a major difference between a data center and a cloud solution. It's all about the orchestration here. And your billing starts when you start that server. When you stop the server, when you shut down the server, you are not being charged for that server. Cloud models and elements. When we talk about cloud, we have 4 types of clouds here that are called as 4 models of the clouds. It's called as private cloud, community cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. Most of the time you are seeing about public cloud. Public cloud is available on the internet. You can go create your server. You can register yourself in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, VMware Cloud, and then you can create your own server, which is available publicly to everyone. No, you are not your servers. I mean, these service providers are available in public. You can go and create your server, and that server is for you. I cannot use your server, nor you can use our server. Okay, the name is public clouder because the service providers are public in nature, not your servers. Similarly, you have private cloud. The organization may think that they have very valuable information that they don't want to keep it onto other data center on the public cloud, so they may implement the concept of the cloud within a data center. Okay, and they build all that orchestration virtualization for their own organization, build a data center, and that is called as a private cloud. They can do that. Okay, and community cloud is nothing but the organizations have the similar organizations which are in the same industry. They will have one private cloud setup for across their different organizations. For a best example of a community cloud could be a government organization where state government of India, they don't want to go to the public cloud, nor each of the department within the government of India cannot have their own private cloud. So what they may do is they can have one community cloud, and from the same community cloud, all the different departments within the government of India can access those community cloud. So this enables them to have a single data center and then have a cloud model as well. So this is called as a community cloud, which mostly work in a government or semi-government type of an organization. Hybrid cloud is a combination of private cloud and public cloud. Few people they want to keep some of the things within their private cloud, and some of the things which are DevOps or test or something which is not very critical for them, they want to host it on a public. So this is a hybrid cloud. So this is what we have that I have explained to you. So it's a private, community, hybrid, and public. The next picture also demonstrates the same thing. Left side, what you can see is a public cloud which is completely available on the internet. Anyone can go register themselves and create their own accounts and create their own servers. Whereas in the private cloud, it is specific to an organization, specific to a project. And hybrid cloud is nothing but a private cloud talking to a public cloud. They can set up a connection as if both are in the same data center. They can set up a connection between the servers which are there in the public cloud and with the servers which are there in the private cloud. They can very well talk as if they are in the same data center or within the same organization's data center in a two different city. Okay, that's called as hybrid cloud that you are seeing. And then it's a on-premise. On-premise is your own existing data center that is not on a cloud. That may not also be on a cloud. Okay. Cloud services elements. What is cloud comprises of? Cloud comprises of basically when we talk about infrastructure as a service, the cloud comprises of compute, storage, and network. These are the three infrastructure that is available from a cloud. What is compute? Compute stands for your CPU, okay, your processing unit. You have a variety of options, different names given to each of this compute. For example, depending on the need, you can choose the type of the CPU. It could be tiny, it could be the extra large as well. Okay. Depending on what you want to host, depending on what you want to what is your requirement on the compute, you can choose that. The compute is one of the key element for the charges of the server. Okay, your 1x server could be your 2x server is more costlier than 1x server if you compare the per hour price. Okay, so you choose your compute based on your requirement. You may also do that. If your application allows you to restart, you can also change your type of the CPUs and and the capacity of the CPUs of the server. So initially you may go with one server with, with only 1x of CPU, and tomorrow you feel that the application load has increased and you want to double that. You can very well do that. Probably it may need a restart, but but it's possible. Storage, the second element that is available in the cloud as a service is the storage. You get different varieties of the storage. You can demand for a local storage, something like a C drive. You can demand for your D drive, something like a SSD or a magnetic tape, or you can demand for an ISO based demand, saying that my IOPS requirement is 3000, 5000, 10,000. You can demand based on your, you can choose the storage type based on your IOPS requirement, or you have a different storage to keep your data as a backup, as an archive. You can go for that sort of storage. So cloud service providers provides you a variety of storage types so that you can choose that. Okay. And space is unlimited here. You can demand from probably 1 TB till whatever the limit that you can think of. You can have that much of storage on the cloud. There is no limit as such. On the network, again, you have been charged based on the storage that you consume and the type of the storage as well. The third one is network. The very another important thing is network. So when you think of a network, okay, whatever you can do within a data center on the network, could be a firewall configuration, a VPN configuration, or SSL, or could be or any other thing that you talk about, a load balancer, or anything that you could think about within a data center. All that network elements is available on the cloud. Okay, so you can configure your servers, your storage, similar the same fashion. You can create different DMZs for different type of the servers, different types of the applications. You can enable only the specific ports between those DMZs. You can control the internet flow, or you can block the other IP. I mean, you can do anything that you can do it on the data center. Everything is possible on the cloud in the same fashion. Okay, so these are the very three components that are available in the cloud. Those available as part of your infrastructure, which are on which you will be charged on the cloud services. Cloud services types. So cloud is not just about three components. Depending on what service you take from the cloud, there are different types of the cloud services. One is called as IaaS, as an infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Infrastructure as a service, that I explained, that it has compute, storage, and network. So you want to take a server, and then you want to manage it. You want to, like system admin, the one server will be given to them, and they manage that particular server. So on top of the server, the application team may have any of the applications running. It may run a SQL, it may run Oracle, it may run SAP, or any server or any application that they want to run on that. They will run it. They take only hardware, and they take only a server. That is called as infrastructure as a service. You take only the infrastructure from the cloud provider. When you say infrastructure, it is only up till the operating system. Anything beyond operating system is part of the client responsibility. They will put whatever they want on top of that. Platform as a service, you want a little more than the operating system. You want some compilers to run that, or some of the mobile testing applications to run that. A little more than the operating system, then you will choose for a platform as a service. Like for example, an Apache or a JBoss. Say you want to write an application which requires an Apache web services. Okay, so you are on top of the operating system. The cloud can provide you with a JBoss and the Apache web server, and I mean when you start that server, these are all bundled and already been given to you. You need not to create that. So no. Hello, somebody unmuted. Can you please go on mute? Hello. Yeah. Thanks. So somebody has by mistake unmuted, I guess. Okay, so this is what is the platform as a service. Sorry. And then we have a SaaS, software as a service, which is completely managed by the cloud, and they are offering you the end console. Sorry, again it went on unmute. Somebody, please keep yourself muted. Software as a service. Like the best example that you have is software as a WhatsApp. Software as a service that you have seen. WhatsApp is software as a service. You don't worry where the server is hosted, how it is hosted, what is the cluster that is being configured, which operating system. You don't worry about anything. So you're just using WhatsApp on your mobile and it's working. So it's a software as a service. Depending on what it does, you have different roles and responsibilities. So it is on premises. You have to manage everything, the networking till the applications. Infrastructure as a service, they will manage till the virtualization, and then on top of the virtualization, operating system patching, the middleware, runtime, everything has to be managed by the system admins. Platform till the runtime, that is till the middleware, it is managed by the cloud, and then the customer, the system admin, you not to manage anything. They just need to manage their application and the data. Whereas in the case of software as a service, it's all being managed by the cloud. Okay, you not to worry about anything. The best example is, again, if I take the WhatsApp, even your backup is taken by the WhatsApp itself. You just need to enable that option and your backup is ready there. Okay. Common security questions. So very importantly, we know that it's all public cloud and all, but is it safe enough to go with a public cloud, or is cloud safe? There are many questions that many customers ask about. Can the cloud be more secure than the on-premises? What technical and operational safeguards are in place? Where is my data and who can access it? Since they are not going to see it, I'm sure they will come out with these questions. What can I do to ensure that the security of my cloud deployments? How do I meet all my compliance obligations? So these are some of the questions that client raises to us whenever we talk about cloud to them. To prove that the clouds are a safer solution, so I have some slides here. One is the security layers. One is the security layer, where you have the physical security, the infrastructure, the VM, and the network. So the cloud has been managed, or the cloud infrastructure are managed in 4 different layers. There is a physical securities, the security at an infrastructure level, the security at a network level, and the security at a virtual machine level. There are a lot of security organizations who have compliance to these cloud solutions. You must have seen these organizations, and so these security compliance are nothing but the organizations who are slides can't be seen. Are you not able to see the screens? Few of them have challenges here. Let me just take a minute. I'm seeing that. Can you see the screen now or no? Are you able to see the screen? Please put a smiley on the chat if you are able to see. Hello? Vincent? Yeah, yes, okay, I got replies. Oh, that's good, thank you. Just continue that. Okay, so we are in a security compliance. So there are a lot of many organizations who certify to the compliance. It's like in India, like lot we use is ISO compliance. We see that the product is ISO compliance or no. Similarly, there are many organizations who does certifications to these organizations and check that whether they follow these security norms or not. There are many organizations who have certified these different cloud service providers, and these are very few examples that I have taken. There is a one CSA which talks about cloud security alliance control, how they manage their security alliances. They certify that, they ensure that they follow all the compliance of the security. HIPAA is the US Health Insurance Portability and Accessibility Act. CJIS is Criminal Justice Information. So FedRAMP is it's a Federal Information Security Management Act. So there are a lot of such security governance bodies who certify this cloud. So with this, we understand that though it is on the cloud, public cloud, and on the internet, on the hosting, but still there are the security is part of the core cloud. You have a lot of dashboards and all on the cloud, so that you can see them what is happening on a everyday basis onto your servers, on your network connectivity and everything. Okay, so these are some of the examples of the dashboard that you have. Online dashboard, you get the visibility, it's all security monitoring and policy management. You can deploy, you can see whether your network is working or no, whether your firewall is working or no, whether there are threats or no. Okay, you can check all of them on the dashboard. It's all available free. If you take a server on the cloud, it's all available free for you. Dashboard example, it's not just online, you can even take it on your smartphone. You can check all that compliance wherever you are, and then you can check whether your servers are compliant, whether your server is accessible or not. Various cloud service providers. So first of all thing, we will see how the cloud is growing. So it started somewhere in the year of 2008, and you have seen that by 2020 there is a lot of business that is happening on the cloud. And somebody has put the people okay. So there is so the market is growing, as you have seen that it is growing day by day, and that is where they need more people to manage this particular cloud. And managing cloud is little different. It requires an additional skill than your data center skills. This is the Gartner Magic Quadrant. I'm sure you must be aware about the Gartner. Gartner is one of the body which does the survey and which certifies that which vendor is doing good in the market. And we have Amazon, Microsoft. We are into the leaders quadrant, and then we have Google in the visionaries quadrant, and then there are niche players which are available in the. There are a lot of many niche players which are available in the niche player quadrant. So this is taken. This survey was done in the August 2016, and this is what the result is. As you can see that Amazon is being one of the top. One of the most actively and well taken by the clients. A lot of clients which are going to Amazon. Let me just try to mute all. Somebody has unmuted them. Yeah. Then cloud adoption rate. Okay, sorry, I was muted, some technical challenges. So public cloud adoption 2016 and 2015, as you can see that there are a lot of clients which are going to AWS. That is one of the market leader today, and there are other players in the market. This is done by a company called as RightScale in 2016, and this is the rate that they have on the cloud adoption. As you can see, it's a very clear by both Gartner and RightScale that AWS is today the #1 cloud service provider, and the next position is taken by the Azure. So these are some of the Microsoft Azure volumes to give you a glance of how many servers or how many what is the volume that is available in the cloud as of 2016. There are 90,000 new Azure subscription that happens every month. 1.5 million SQL databases, more than 500 million users on Azure Active Directory, 60 billion hits websites, 7 trillion storage transactions per day. It's a storage transactions, not in volume. 1.5 trillion messages per month on the IoT. So this is an example that I taken from Microsoft Azure. You can look at the volume, and this is growing. This probably must have increased by 10-15% by now. Yeah, somebody said that they are not able to see the screen. I'm sure they must have able to see the screen now. Yes. Yeah. So this is the volume that I was talking. So it must have grew by at least 10-15% by now. It was the statistics from 2016, mid of 2016. It must have grew by 10-15% now. Now, job opportunity is a very interesting topic here. Why should I learn cloud is a very interesting question that everyone has it. Why you have to be part of this event, spending half an hour in learning about the cloud, or maybe taking a course and learning about the cloud. Now you have seen that there's a lot of companies which are moving towards the cloud, and you have seen the trend that is happening. Okay, and for me, it's my personal opinion that any system admin who is managing their existing infrastructure within the data center, they need that additional skills. With the same skills, they cannot manage cloud servers. Okay, when your organization is moving to the cloud, they definitely need an additional skill by the resources to manage the infrastructure on the cloud. There are two different additional skills that is required. How the servers have been built onto the cloud, that's a one skill. How they configure these servers, how they take an access of these servers, that is one skill that they need to develop. And the second skill is about the networking. All the network admins out here are very good in their configuration of the Cisco or any other devices that are available in the data center. It's all get vanished. I mean, you don't have any of these commands on the cloud, and this is one of the major difference between the data center networking concepts and networking configurations and the cloud networking configurations. But all the concepts will work. I mean, you still have a firewall, the load balancer. I mean, all the networking devices are available, but how do you configure them and how do you make it work are entirely different. There are no commands on the cloud. It's all by the GUI you configure them, and it is much more easier than that of configuring on the data center servers. Okay, so and that is why you need to have that additional cloud skill so that you can configure that. You don't need a server guy. Here in the data center concept, in the former data center, you have seen that there is a Unix team, there's a Windows team, there's a network team, and now there are other teams. But on the cloud, it is going to be a cloud team. The same cloud team can manage the servers, the firewalls, the networking, and everything. Okay, it's a cloud team, and the cloud training enables that additional skills for you to go and configure the cloud and manage the entire cloud. That one way it reduces the manpower of existing manpower of an organization. Okay, if you need 10 people in Unix, 10 people on Windows, and 10 people on networking and all, they probably may try to reduce it to the cloud professionals than having this 30-40 people in a different teams out there. So I have the next slide. Why should I learn cloud? So to fetch more job opportunities, obviously, because the whole world is moving towards cloud. So there are a lot of opportunities, job opportunities that are coming up, and you have to be at par with the job requirements. So you have to learn cloud for that. To be on a demanding side of your salary, obviously, everyone wants more salary. So you have to differentiate yourself with your competition. So you have to be I mean, you need to have that extra skill to be on a demanding side of the salary. To create your visibility in the organization, within the organization also, if you don't have any option of, I mean, if you don't have any intention of changing your job, at least you have to create your visibility with this extra skills. Your existing skills are not enough for growth, very obviously, because the trends are, the technologies are changing, so you will have to learn something very new. To demonstrate you are up to date with the latest technology trends, and then to safeguard your job, obviously, as I mentioned that they may not need all that people that they are there going forward when they move to the cloud. And then obvious reason for better career growth, everyone wants this, and they can showcase that with these they have a better career growth as well. With this, I ended whatever I wanted to cover in this particular session, and I'm happy to answer any of the questions that might have come up. So I'm just going to the chat window, and I'll see if there are any specific questions for me there. You can please put your questions on the chat window, or if someone really wants to have a question orally, I'm happy to unmute them, please. How do you handle support for users and endpoint systems? Okay, it's a great question. Again, these users and endpoint systems, nowadays there's a lot of trend that is happening that the end users are also getting migrated to the cloud-based solutions. For example, they may have a dump system instead of having a full desktop. They may have a dump system, and these servers of these could be Citrix or virtual machine. They can be hosted onto the cloud. It's already there on the Citrix and VMware cloud solutions, and you can use their services for that. You need not to host those virtual machine managers or the end client machine managers in your data center. The solutions are readily available. Any other question? How is the pay scale? Wow, that's a good question, and this is very interesting because, as I said, that this is an additional skill that comes out from the cloud trainings that you will get, and definitely it fetches you more job opportunities, and you are also at a demanding side of your salary negotiation when you talk to the HR in another organization, and it creates visibility in your organization. So within your organization as well, you can demand, because you have a niche technology now, and there are a lot of job opportunities on the cloud in the market because everyone wants to go to the cloud. So definitely it increases your salary by by many percentage that you usually get. Is the certification important to be complete after this training? Yeah, it is not just for this training. The certification is something like an authorization. Somebody is authorizing, saying that you know this particular skill. So it is not just for cloud. Any technology training that you undergo, I request everyone to get certified, have an industry certification. Could be CCNA, CCNP, or Windows, or whatever wherever area you are working on. Now it's a cloud. So whichever knowledge you want to showcase on your resume or you want to be expert on, go for certification. Certification always has its own importance in the market. Okay, you may just go into it, tell that, oh, I know Windows, I know Linux, I know cloud, I know network, I know Cisco, but unless and until you have a certification, the next person may not believe it. Okay, it is always important to have the certification, and cloud is not an exception. Does the cloud really enable anything new? Does the cloud really enable anything new? Yes, of course. If I rightly understand your question, is it, does it enable you something additional skill other than what you do on a data center? Definitely yes, because to manage your cloud servers, you need that additional skills. And I explained to you that the way you manage your server and the network on your on-prem data center is different than what you do on the cloud, and that's what the cloud training is all about. How do you, the concept same, I mean, you still need a DMZ, you need so many servers on a Windows, on a Linux level, you still have to do the patching, you have to do the antivirus, you have to do the performance reporting, everything. But how you do on the cloud is different than your on-prem data center, and that's something new which you don't do on your on-prem data center. What is the security aspect provided with the cloud? It's an interesting question and I covered it. So security is one thing which is being bothering to everyone, all the clients before going to the cloud. They think 100 times because security is a major concern. The name public cloud is something misguiding them. When we say public cloud, I clarified that it is not, it is only publicly accessible, but your server on that is very much yours. It cannot be accessed by anyone. Okay. And to certify that there are a lot of safe that is safe to go with the cloud, there are a lot of security bodies who have authorized or who are certified the solution of the cloud, and you have seen some of the certification bodies like CSA, SOC, HIPAA, PCI, FISMA. I mean, these are some of the bodies, worldwide accepted bodies, who have certified that these clouds are safe enough to go with to have your solution on the cloud. Any other question? We have another couple of minutes. Do we have any more such sessions? Yes, definitely. We are planning to. I'm quite happy that there are a lot of people participated in this, and it's quite interesting. And we definitely would like to have many more such sessions like this, where I would like to cover not on what AWS is doing, what are the services being offered by AWS in the near future, and then probably next week, and then we will have other session on what are the differences between the different vendors that are available, what certifications to take, and which certification will fetch you what. So we will talk about those things in a couple of more sessions. Any other questions? So I don't think there are any other questions available. I would like to thank all participants for taking time out for this particular session. It was a wonderful having all of you. And if there are any further questions, please reach out to us, and we'll be able to help you out. Thank you, everyone. Oh, there is another question. What are some open source cloud computing platform databases? What are some open source cloud computing platform databases? Majority of the cloud service providers supports MySQL, PostgreSQL, which are open source, which are not chargeable. Okay, and some of the cloud service providers, something like Azure has this free version of the SQL for our limited databases, as well as AWS has its own database. So there are a lot of open source support as well. But as an industry standard, it's a MySQL and PostgreSQL both are supported. I'll wait for a couple of more minutes because few people are still probably typing. I want to give them the fair chance to ask the questions. thank you. So I believe there are no further questions. I thank you, and I also invite you for my next sessions. Please come and join and get some knowledge. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.